says we're live. So, welcome to Against the Cult of the Reptile God. The DM. Let's start with everyone here. You can introduce your characters for us.
I'm
start
Nick,
with BJ.
Cole, and BJ. Yeah, go for BJ.
My name is Marcus. I am a cleric. I spend a lot of time gazing at the stars. My goal in life is to find a way to climb to the heavens, to be able to escape the earthly bounds, and be able to study the cosmos firsthand.
All right. Let's see. Nick.
My name is Nick Cole, and I'm going to be playing a fighter thief named Thralian. He's an elf. He's sort of a more of a wanderer and an adventurer who probably has just picked up a few skills that he shouldn't have picked up. But hopefully he's handy in a pinch.
Gotcha. Okay, David.
I'm David Russell. I'm playing Thorenel, who is a elf cleric, whose temple was desecrated by who he believes to be some racist humans, and so he is trying to find them.
Did we lose you?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
That's
and BJ. Or no, I'm sorry, you already went. Joe.
Yeah, I am. My name's Joe Castle, and I am playing Refin the Quick. He is a human magic user who, as he's coming to magic a little bit late in life to be second level, but he is a. Previously, he was a ne'er-do-well on the street level. He was rather nimble with his fingers, but he never stuck with any endeavor enough to be good at it. So he couldn't actually be called a thief. He just stole from people. So he wasn't interested in learning the craft. So now, as a second career, if you will, he's trying to get into the magic arts.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you all work for a mercenary company. Work for a man by the name of Phineas Fall. You were based out of the town of Hawklock. And you were all in a tavern one time drinking, and Phineas comes to you and shows you a letter that he received. This letter was from the mayor of the town of Orlane, a little bit to the east. And the letter says, "Dearest Phineas, much has happened in my life since we fought side by side in the Troll War. I hope sometime to have a chance to talk with you about the many pleasant things. My purpose now sadly is to ask, nay, beg, my courageous comrades to aid my people in a time of dire need. I cannot even describe to you the danger that threatens Orlane, for I know not its true nature. I do know that unless it can somehow be stopped, this evil will consume my little village and its families. We will vanish without a trace into the dust of history. A sinister force is at work here, and it is made all the more frightening by the fact that its true nature is concealed in a web of fear and suspicion. I plead with you to come to Orlane. Lend your skills to revealing this menace that it may be finally destroyed. Zacharias Ormond, Mayor of Orlane." So he, basically says to you that he would consider it a personal favor to him if you would go to Orlane and check things out. Of course, standard fees apply. You will be well rewarded when you return. And he wishes you Godspeed.
So we don't discuss like rates of pay or anything. We just know like what we're gonna be, what the standard rate is.
Yeah, well, the standard rate is that, and if you're, I haven't gone so far as to figure out what the standard rate should be.
No.
But yeah, you've worked for him for a while. Your second level, you've done a few things for him. So you're not worried about him not paying you well enough. You guys are pretty satisfied as to his legitimacy there.
Cool.
And there's always the chance for a, booty on the road. So, and he offers you any kind of mundane equipment you want. You can just sort of have before you leave. Was there anything else you wanted to do before you head to Orlane?
What about
Horses?
mounts?
Can we have horses? Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, he's like, I don't know about that. Maybe come back after you've, proven yourselves a little more.
Fair enough.
Horses are pretty valuable,
So they say.
Gotta ask.
Of course.
Are we aware of where Orlane is in relation to Hawklock?
Yeah, it's what does it say here? I think it's like a what does it say here? All right. It's about 2 or 3 days journey east, right on the road. It used to be a kind of a semi-major thoroughfare for trade. From what you understand from Phineas, it's been kind of lessened as of late because there's been some trouble somewhere out that way. You guys can roll a D6 if you want to, to see any rumors you might have heard about Orlane. Somebody want to roll a D6?
I got a 4.
I got a 6.
Okay.
We got a 5.
All right. So we'll go with 4, 5, and 6. You've heard that a sorcerer from the Valley of the Mage has moved to the dim forest and is working foul enchantments there. You're not sure whether that's true or not. You have heard that savage crocodiles are straying far from the marsh. You've also heard that people in Orlane are being altered, and that the changeling can be recognized by fang marks in their throats.
So do we, like, geographically speaking, Hawklock is in sort of like a plains type area? Okay, and then and we're going east, right?
You're going east, and there's sort of like a forest, turning into swamp, marshlands kind of thing.
So would that forest be the dim forest?
I believe so.
Aha.
I would have to look at the map here.
And there's a sorcerer.
Well, that's what the rumor says.
That's what the rumor says.
And maybe, just maybe, I could pick up an extra scroll or two. Never can tell.
Is it possible before we go to hire a guide who's been out that way?
Sure.
Like if we went down to sort of like maybe like the stablers or like maybe even anywhere rangers hang out, could we maybe say like, hey, we're looking for someone to kind of guide us out that way?
You just looking for someone to take you to guide you to Orlane?
Someone who's been that way and kind of knows things, not just,
All right. Yeah, you could probably hire one for, I would say, about 5 silver.
What about the law? Is there any law out there? Military, constabulary?
There's a constable in the town of Orlane. He's got a couple of deputies, but that's about it. It's a pretty small farming community.
Roger.
I will spend the 5 silver to hire a guide.
All right.
Hopefully some kind of ranger, but I'll take even, a guy who's driven wagons out there.
And that's pretty much who you get.
Okay.
It's a guy that's driven wagons, and he has a wagon and says, well, hey, why don't you guys just ride with me? We'll ride out
Is that
there.
agreeable to the party? Is that agreeable to everybody?
I'm cool with it. Reffin will do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
sounds good.
Yep. All right, we will go by wagon.
All right, so the trip will be a little faster. You'll get there in a day. You'll get there late, but you'll get there, and everything seems fine on the road. And you pull into the town of Orlane as pull into the town of Orlane as the sun's going down. A little more quiet than you expected, but you see a few people about here and there. When you're driving into town, they mostly just kind of look at you suspiciously and run back in the house. You see several mothers with, run out and snatch their children and, pull them in the house real quick. And, several farmers standing there with pitchforks just watching you go by. And as you're coming in, the guide says, yep, I don't know what's something fishy going on with these folks. I don't know what it is. There's 2 inns here. You want to stay here. There's the Golden Grain Inn, and let's see, what the hell's this other place here? And it's the Inn of the Slumbering Serpent. Either one will probably do you right.
I'm going to tip him 10 silver pieces and just say, like,
Well, thank you.
Which do you think is the better inn?
Okay. Roll a d6, Nick.
Don't think it's you.
Rolling a d6.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What'd you get?
5.
Okay. He says, I believe the Inn of the Slumbering Serpent's gonna be a little better for you. They've got better food, in my opinion. Do you need me to hang out? I guess with this 10 silver, I could probably stay the evening.
Yeah, that probably might be a
Leave it
good
tomorrow.
idea. If there's a stable, go ahead and make a deal with them, and I'll pay whatever you need for the stable. But what's this cat's name?
His name is Rod.
All right, cool. Yeah, if I'll make it worth your while, and we'll get you, food and everything like that. But we might need a wagon, so if you don't mind hanging out, that would be great.
Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you. So he takes you to the Inn of the Slumbering Serpent. You see where in town that is. You continue to receive a lot of stares as you go in. It's kind of unnerving, actually. You go in through the door of the inn. There's, let's see here. There's about 5 customers there, all humans. They're, they look like they're having a good time. They eye you a little bit, but you don't catch the feeling of distrust that you felt on your way into town. And you're sitting there for a little bit, and a busty middle-aged woman comes up and says, "Hello there, my name's Belba. I run this inn here. You all looking for some drink or room to stay, perhaps?"
Yes and yes.
Right. Well, it'll be that just the four of you.
And we also have a stable, our transporter with a wagon and his horses out in the yard.
Right.
Five.
All right. So, would you all be wanting separate rooms? Do you want one big room? How do you want to do it? We don't have that many rooms, but we've got some room here.
I'm good with what's available. If somebody wants to bunk up, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah. I'll take my own room. But I would like to say to the lady before we begin, I would say we've just come out from a hot clock.
Right. Well, welcome to Orlane.
We've heard there's been a bit of trouble in the area.
Yes. There's been a little bit of. It's a mystery. The people, she kind of looks around a little bit and is like, we don't like to talk about it when we don't need to, but there's been people disappearing.
Well, let's not talk about it. Let's all get settled in for the evening and have some drinks, and then maybe if there's a quiet moment, you and I can discuss it ourselves.
Right. Sounds good. So she says, I'll have several rooms prepared for you. Just have a seat, food, drink.
So I suggest we
people
throw around a little coin, drink, and be friendly, and see if we can listen for rumors.
See what we can hear. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the people there seem rather friendly. What you find out is that there have been people disappearing suddenly and then reappearing with no explanation. Usually several days later. They don't. There seems to be a large air of denial in here. It hasn't affected them, so they're kind of just happily drinking away. You do notice one guy in the corner, kind of an older gentleman, kind of hunched over a glass of wine, who isn't talking to anybody or taking part in the cheer.
Profession, if we had to guess?
He looks like a wizard. He's got the hat and everything.
Maybe one of our magic users maybe wants to go talk to him. Is that riffing?
As we're drinking, is there any way that we... Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, does our magic user want to go talk to that guy?
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Go talk to him.
Joe?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello? All right. I'm sorry. I've been having audio issues.
That's all right.
Okay. I'm sorry. Catch me up real quick.
So basically, you've ridden in a wagon into the town. Right. The driver, Rod, suggested to stay at the Inn of the Slumbering Serpent.
I'm at the inn, and we've ordered drinks, and we've got rooms.
Okay. There's a sort of elderly gentleman sort of in the corner with kind of a sour look on his face, who's just sort of hunched over a glass of wine, sitting by himself, not taking part in any of the cheer discussion. He looks like a wizard, and a quick talk with any of the other patrons says that his name is Ramney. He sort of lives by himself on the outskirts of town, doesn't really talk to anybody. They don't know much about him.
Well, He might not talk to many people, but he sounds like the kind of guy that maybe we should try to talk to.
Yeah, we were saying you're our magic user, right?
Right?
Yeah, so we've identified his profession as typical wizard. So we were wondering if you would go talk to him.
I can do that.
All right. So you go over and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's ignoring you.
Okay. Can I tell what he's drinking?
Some wine. I don't know how much your character knows about wine, but it's pretty decent. It's a decent looking glass and smells like a good vintage.
Is it a red or a white?
Red.
It's a red. Do I see the barkeep, the barmaid we spoke with earlier?
Yes.
Is she handy? I'm going to ask her if she knows what our non-communicative fellow patron over there is drinking.
Oh yeah,
she knows.
That's our own blend there. It's a wine we like to call Dragon's Crush. We make it here ourselves. We do. I can bring you a glass if you want.
I would like a glass and a bottle, please.
Coming right up. So she comes out. She goes back, has one of her barmaids bring you a glass and a bottle.
Okay, so now I try to go over and reintroduce myself.
Okay.
To our surly our surly friend over there.
Okay. What do you say to him?
I say, "Hello, sir. Is this seat taken? Is there room for a fellow bar patron and a bottle of Dragon's Crush?"
Looks around a little bit and is like, motions with his head to the seat in front of him.
I adjust my robes, have a seat, uncork the bottle if it's not already uncorked.
Okay.
Fill my glass and see if he needs a refill.
Before you ask him, he kind of thrusts his goblet out at you without saying anything.
Well, I will. I give him a bit of a grin and top his glass off. And I say,
"Appreciate the drink. What the fuck do you want?"
Well, we've heard rumors of a sorcerer in the nearby woods. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Nope.
Do you know anybody who might know anything about it?
Nope.
What do you know about, other than Dragon's Crush?
What is it you want? You're here for something. You're looking for something. You and your friends. What do you want?
Can I call my friends over? Can they join us?
I guess.
Okay, so I look over at the table where the rest of the party's seated and motion for them to join us.
Okay. He's gives everybody cursory glances but doesn't say anything.
Allow myself to introduce myself. My name is Thralian. I'm an elf. These are my companions. And we have been sent out from Hawklock on a mission to investigate a great evil that is taking place here. Could you be of assistance to us? We would perhaps be willing to make it worth your while.
I kind of shake the bottle at him a little bit.
Yeah, of course I could be of assistance. Keeps drinking.
Excellent. What would be the price of your assistance, sir?
Well, I didn't say I was gonna help you.
Ah, I didn't say I was going to ask you to help me. I was going to pay you to help me.
Don't need your money.
Ah, I like that. Then perhaps there's a service we could perform for you in exchange for your assistance. To cut to the chase, it's a nice group of people around here. It's a nice village, but I can tell from the cut of your jib that you're a learned man of arcane arts, a vast intellect. And of course, rather than wandering around getting half stories and untruths, I thought we would come to the man who seems to be in the know, who probably knows what's going on, who knows the game, knows how to fix things, knows what needs to be done. We could be of assistance to you.
He interrupts you while you're talking, kind of slams his cup down on the thing and says, "Look, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. I know there's a lot of people around here that talk a lot, and nothing ever comes of it. So I'll tell you what. You find out what's going on here. You find out what's happening. Just a little bit of it. Find out anything you can, then come talk to me."
That sounds like a fair proposition to my fellows, right?
Agreed?
Agreed. And once we find out kind of what's going on and do a survey, will you be able to point us in the next step?
I might have some idea of of where to go.
I like that. Excellent. Will you be here, or do you have a residence?
You can find me out in the groves out east of town.
Ah,
Noted.
I have a place out there.
okay. Excellent.
I'd like to be left alone,
Thank-
so don't come bothering me unless you've got something to tell me.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, now fuck off.
Oh, but by the way, would you happen to know
I bet
where?
he's the evil sorcerer.
The surly sorcerer.
By the way, happen to know where the mayor is at?
No, I'm sorry. I left my scrying ball in my other suit. I don't know where
he's
he is
missing.
right now.
I'm going to make
Didn't
my
say
way
that.
over to the busty 40-year-old barmaid and lay some 13 charisma on her.
Okay. What are you attempting to lay the charisma on for her?
The first charisma is, wouldst thou join me for a drink? Do you have a moment?
She's like, yeah, we ain't real busy. I'll sit down with you for a minute. Don't try nothing,
Yeah.
though.
No, I never would. I'm an elf of high caliber. A prince, some say.
Yeah, I've heard that.
One of your finest for you and one of your finest for me.
She calls over her shoulder. One of the barmaids brings you guys out a couple of ales.
Great. So cutting to the chase, if you would let me know what's going on here, I think it would be mutually beneficial to you. We were in Hawklock and we were asking and inquiring about Orlane, and the general consensus is that trade's been down. And if trade's been down, obviously trade here at the best inn in town has been down. So if we can remedy what's going on, I would imagine that would be good for your business.
Well, first off, she kind of looks around when she says this. She's like, first off, don't be so loud asking questions about it. You don't want the wrong people to hear.
Ah, excellent. First clue, there
people
are
around
wrong
here-
people.
People around here disappear. They'll disappear for days at a time. There was a family. Oh, I forget their name, but they just moved here, but they all disappeared. You know, husband, wife. 3 sons, daughter. They showed back up. They didn't leave so much as a goodbye or lock up their house. 3 days later, they showed up like nothing was wrong. Now they sort of secretive and keep to themselves. That's
So
happened.
they're different. They become, the people who disappear come back and are different.
It's hard to put my finger on, but if I had to say, I'd say they're sort of more, I don't know what you call it, distant.
Distant. Excellent. And am I right in saying that you're interested in reconciling this situation like we are? Can I count you as an ally?
Well, just don't say that real loud.
Right, Roger.
You've got to understand.
Shh.
I've avoided it so far. I've avoided becoming involved, and I'd like to kind of keep safe. But yes, if I could help, I surely would.
Who do you think is involved?
She's like,
I mean, obviously it's been a problem to the town, and is the leadership just saying there's no problem, move along?
no, they tell us there's nothing they can do.
Oh.
The constable acts like we're making it up, so we don't even go to him anymore.
Right. So if you know that there's a problem and the constable says there's no problem, then that seems suspicious.
Yes, well, there's nothing I can do about it except just protect myself and those around me.
Right. Well, your confidences are safe with us. We're very discreet, and we're only interested in doing the right thing.
She looks around a little bit, kind of chuckles when you say that, and goes, "Oh, I've heard that one before, too. I'll tell you what, though. The Golden Grain Inn over there across town?
Yes.
I'd watch the people
Yes.
there. There's something going on there. I don't like the look of them. And it's not just because they're competition. They're just, I don't know, there's something about them.
You just get a bad vibe.
Yes.
And what about that wizard? He seems a little surly.
Oh, Ramney? Yeah, he comes in here, orders the best wine, sits by himself, and then leaves. He doesn't really talk to anybody, except to tell us what wine he wants to drink.
Do you think he's involved in it?
Don't know.
Ah.
He's certainly not very pleasant, but he's never, he's never done anything untoward. He comes in, pays for his wine, and leaves us alone.
And this family that you mentioned that disappeared and went away, they're locals? They live in town or on the outskirts of town?
Yes, they live in town.
How would I find their residence?
It's like you would find their residence if your dungeon master had better short-term memory. Okay. Oh, where is the... Figure out where this inn is, and then I can tell you where the family is. He's like, well, if you head east, she says, if you head east towards the temple, there's a little farmhouse there between here and the temple. I believe their name is, what was it? Believe their name is Biggison or something like that.
Biggest at last farmhouse. And I wasn't aware there was a temple here. A temple of what?
Temple of America. The old priest Sir John seems to have fled. There's a new priestess there, Misha Devi, I believe her name is. She's
Excellent.
nice enough. Never comes in here, but she's nice enough.
All right, last bit. For my friends and I to do our bit of investigation, we're probably being watched as we speak.
Oh, no
So
doubt.
if we all retire and go to bed, and then about an hour after the inn is closed, we would like to maybe slip out the back and look around. Could you arrange that for us?
Well, certainly. Hopefully they won't be watching the back as well.
Hopefully,
we'll try to
but
keep an
if
eye
they
out
are,
for you.
yeah. But if someone does seem to be interested, that would be good to know too, and we might just want to pursue them. But I will talk with my compatriots, and we will discuss a plan.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent. So I'll go back to everybody, and I'll relay this information, and then I'll say, we've basically ridden in a wagon all day. We're probably not tired. So why don't we pretend like we're going to go to bed, and then in about an hour sneak out and go investigate this family, the constable, and maybe check out the temple.
Agreed.
Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds great to me. There's only one difficulty. I
Yes.
don't see very well outside. We're going to have to be careful moving around. If we're carrying torches, we'll probably be seen right away.
Well, we elves have infravision, so we can see rather well at night. What's our moon cover like tonight, or moon illumination?
It's fairly bright. The humans would probably be able to see fine outside.
Yeah,
It's going to be dark, of course, but they'd be able to see.
yeah.
Excellent.
But this might be our chance to like maybe kind of see if anybody's interested in us, or maybe find out some info. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes, sounds great.
Okay, so can we enact that plan, Dungeon Master?
Why, sure. She will lead you. Let's see, how many rooms does she have upstairs? Yeah, she's got 3 rooms upstairs. She can have for you, and says, "My girls and I will clean up, and I'll come knock on your door in an hour or so."
Excellent. Thank you.
All right.
So we'll get our gear ready for a night mission, and sort of, as the thief, I'll kind of help everybody kind of muffle their gear a little bit. And basically, I'll scout, because one, I'm the fighter and the thief, and we'll make our way over to the farmhouse, and we'll try to observe from a distance. And then I would imagine I, as a thief, will go forward if we need to sort of like look in windows and stuff like that. And then everybody kind of keep an eye on me, unless anybody has a better plan or a different plan.
Anyone?
Going once.
No, this plan's good.
All right.
We just should have a backup plan, though. What's the backup plan?
What is the backup in the event that things go absolutely sideways? We run back to the inn. Like,
Okay.
if for any way, shape, or form we get separated, we don't go to other locations. We just go back to the inn.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right. All right. I think I have a map for you here. Drag it onto the chat, and I think you guys will be able to look at it there. Ah, yes. Now, Nick, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that.
All right.
You guys are at the inn location 25, sort of on the northwest. And if you go along that road that's above the lake, location 22 is the farm where she said that there's some. They disappeared for a while and then came back.
I
So
cannot see the map, but I'll just go with it.
Okay. Okay, I've got it up in case others want to check that out here. Okay, she comes and gets you in a little bit and says, I think the coast is clear.
Excellent. Back.
All right.
Okay, we follow.
All right. Someone roll a D6 again.
Who's going to roll?
I'm gonna, so as I can get my computer. Someone roll.
I'll roll. I got a 3.
All right. So you sneak over. You see some, you see one guy out and about. You think it might be a constable, but he's obviously interested in things other than, looking everywhere. So you're able to make your way over to the barn. The first thing that strikes you is that the residence gives the impression that it has seen much use and that its owners have had little time for improving its appearance. You hear an infant crying from inside, and you see several chickens, and you see some animals roaming about the yard there.
I think what I'll do is use hide in shadows and move silently, and maybe I'll hand signal the party to wait and stay back.
Okay.
And I'll try to get close to the residence.
Okay.
Now, this is where the rules come in here. Where how does that work in First Edition? You have thief skills. You basically roll a percentile, and that tells you how well you did on it.
Correct. I have.
Roger.
I guess we would start off with hide in shadows. So I have as an elf, my base is 15 plus 10. So I have a 25% chance to hide in shadows.
I'm going to give you an extra plus 15 because it's dark and they're not looking for you.
Okay, so that would be 40.
Okay.
So I would say as the DM, you would make that roll.
Okay.
So that unless I know, like, hey, I hid in shadows.
Okay.
And then my move silently as an elf would be 25 plus 5 as an elf, so 30.
Okay. You sneak on up to the house. And let's see here. You you look in the house there, and curious, you see, what you assume is the head of the household. You see his wife. You see, an older, not older, and probably who's their daughter, and maybe a son or a son-in-law, and one kind of toddler age and one infant, in a sort of bassinet, and they're all just kind of sitting there.
Like in a trance.
Yeah. They're not really doing anything. They'll move every once in a while, but they're not drinking, they're not eating, they're not talking. They're just kind of sitting there.
So this was a family of are all the family members accounted for in accordance with what the lady in the bar told me?
Yes.
I will move back to my compatriots and report what I've seen.
Okay. So you move back. Nobody seems any the wiser. You do not believe you were detected.
Sweet. Elf powers activate.
Yeah.
So,
any more intrusion and borderline breaking and entering to these people that aren't doing anything.
Okay,
They're sitting there, they make it strange.
I think you're having some audio difficulties. I'm not understanding you real well there, BJ.
How about now?
You would say something else? It's not really. It's kind of like. All right.
I'll type it.
Anybody else have any thoughts?
Well, remembering the rumor about a changeling, the first thing is, would Thornell have the ability to make any kind of check to see if there's any knowledge that he may have had about changelings and maybe ways to identify them? The DM's muted in case you didn't know.
I did not realize I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, roll a d20. Roll under your intelligence.
That is a fail.
Okay.
Failed it by 7.
Yeah, you're kind of dumbfounded and no ideas are coming to you.
Since I don't know anything, my first instinct would be to ask the wizard, the magic user, let him know the rumors that I've heard, and then ask him just, is there a way that you're aware of? I can't think of any that perhaps we could tell if these guys have been replaced by other beings.
I could cast Detect Evil.
I don't think it would hurt. Let's see what happens.
I'd have to be close enough.
Okay. Well, they seem to be so out of it. It seems like we'll be able to move close.
Detective, that's a first level spell, right?
Yes.
All right. So you're sneaking up to the house. What are you gonna do?
Get close enough. The range of the spell is 12 inches, so I don't have to be on top of them, but I can cast the spell and just see if I detect evil anywhere in those people or in the vicinity all around us.
Okay, I think 12 inches is supposed to be 120 feet.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah. You walk up to the window, trying to be as quiet as you can. You hear, you see, you cast your spell. There's a little bit of concern that you might be attracting attention because, verbal components of a spell is not, you can't whisper it and cast it. But they don't seem to react at all to anything, and you see sort of a light greenish glow coming from each of them, except for the infant.
Evil there be.
All right. What if I pick the lock and go in and search around?
Okay. You would want to pick the lock and then, I guess, move silently.
Yes.
And hide in shadows if you want to do that.
My open locks is 29.
Okay. Yeah, you don't do so hot on that.
No.
You think you're getting it, you kind of slip. Your hand lets go of the of one of your lock picks, and it kind of sticks in your leg a little bit. And before you're able to catch yourself, you're just like, curse in Elvish or something.
Oh, man.
You hear some footsteps.
From inside.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so I will immediately back up to the side of the door.
Okay. Footsteps come slow and steady. Sort of open the door and look around. He doesn't say anything. What's your hide in shadows again?
My hide in shadows is 25.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're fine. You see him look around, stands there for maybe 2 minutes.
If he walks past me, I'm going to trip him.
Okay. He doesn't. He stands there at the door. Okay. He kind of looks around and then closes the door and goes back inside.
Does he still have that same trance on his face when he was looking around?
Yes.
And he's still glowing in my vision as far as the spell Detect Evil?
Yeah. How long does that spell last?
It said half a turn per level.
Okay. So it would last for about 10 minutes. Yeah. He's still glowing for the duration of the spell.
So I'm going to withdraw to the park.
Okay.
And I'm going to say our two options are we capture these people and waterboard them, or we now go on and check out the constable.
I think we go on and check the constable. Torturing these people, I don't think will solve anything.
Okay. If everybody's in agreement, we'll go for the constable next.
Okay.
Yeah, we could go to the constable. I do, however, want to eventually come back because I don't like the thought of leaving a innocent child with a bunch of questionable figures.
Gotcha.
They seem to be
Okay,
under
so-
somebody's thrall.
Okay, and put up the map again. You guys are here at 22. The constables is down at number 2 here.
Can we sort of skirt? I can't see the map, but is there a less populated way we can go to make our way there?
We have to go right by the inn again.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get there without going through a populated area.
But it seems quiet. It is late at night, so probably not many people out.
Right.
Okay, well let's just do that.
As you guys are,
I'm okay
are
with it.
leaving, there's a small copse of trees sort of a little bit south of the road of their house. I'm figuring that's where you guys are going. Now let me I tell you this, which one is that? Okay. Okay, so you can either, I mean, you can just take the road. You can walk through the woods. You'll probably have to go by the inn and a couple of houses, but you know, it's up to you.
I would say we'll maybe take the forest,
Okay.
the outskirts, or whatever it is.
We're gonna end up walking by people's houses, buildings, trying to ford the stream. There's a bridge across that sort of forces us to come to that point. Once we cross that
So maybe
bridge,
the road-
then
Maybe the road is better.
unless we want to swim.
All right, we'll take the road.
Bill, you're muted.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Oh, I see the map now. Oh, okay.
Okay. So your people seem to be settling down for the evening, if they're not they're not asleep. They're getting that way.
Do we really want to go see the constable in the middle of the night?
Well, I was thinking more spy on him.
Oh, by the way, as you're walking through this big area of trees, where it has the 27 in it,
Yes.
that's where the Ranky Wizard lives.
Okay.
And also, you
We'll
guys,
avoid-
you guys have a map that you probably got from Huckluck.
Okay.
That's why you have the map.
Do you, as we
Fine with. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Go, Nick. I was just going to say I'm fine with going there to observe the goings on around the constable, but keep in mind he's the law.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
That's okay.
So do you guys just go up to the constable? How do you approach it?
Well, I think what we want to do is observe his building from afar. See if we see
Agreed.
any activity going on.
Okay. You, I mean, it appears quiet. You don't see any activity. There's no lights on. Everything
And
seems quiet.
it seems like beyond this.
I'm sorry?
It seems like the temple is beyond this to the north on the map.
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of in the
So
northeast.
So are there even any lights at the constable's house on, or?
No.
Oh.
Are there any lights in any of the buildings that we passed on?
There are some lights in, if you can see number 6. That's actually the Golden Grain Inn.
Is that the Golden Grain?
Yes.
Right next to the constable. Great.
Yep.
If I move in shadows and move silently, can I get up and get next to a window and kind of peer in? Also, I have a dark cloak and I have a dark broad-brimmed hat, so that, you know,
Okay.
for making me not recognizable and hopefully a little more stealthy.
All right. So let's roll that.
25, hide in shadows is 35. 25. Move silently is 30, hide in shadows is 25. Those are my bases.
Okay. You're pretty sure you're being stealthy. You get right up to the you get right up towards the constables, and some cat darts out of the shadows, runs right between your feet and kind of trips you, and you fall into the road there just north of it.
Okay.
And
I'll try to recover. I'll try to recover from this terrible thing.
Okay. You no lights. You don't see any lights turn on, but you see somebody poke their head out of the Golden Grain Inn. Yell, "Who's that?"
To me.
Well, out in the darkness, you don't know if he can see you or not.
I'm gonna remain hidden
Can
in
we-
shadows.
Can we see him?
Well, how far back did you guys stay? Like, where
However
are you
far
guys while
back-
he's doing this?
However far back that was comfortable for us. We're not sneakies. We don't know how to sneak around.
Maybe a good 20 yards.
Okay, that would put you somewhere, either by one of the farms or by the Golden Grain Inn. So yeah, you guys are sort of standing out there when the guy pokes his head out the door and is like, "Who's that?"
So we're sure he sees us.
Well, he's looking right at you. Who are you?
Thirsty travelers. We drank all the beer at our end, and now we're over here looking for more.
How are you? Well, come on in then. How many of you are there? I see 3.
Just the 3 of us.
All right. Come on in. So, Nick, you see this guy come out and yell at, and you see your 3 companions follow him into the inn, the Golden Grain.
They don't have
Sweet.
any problem with us taking our weapons with us into this inn?
Don't seem to, no.
Well, that's good.
Scout the inn exits while whatever conversation goes on.
All right.
So once we're in there, we ask. Well, first of all, is there anybody else in the tavern?
Well, they take you in. There's a couple of people. Let me see. Roll here. Okay. You see one guy just sort of sitting there. He like looks up as you come in, but doesn't say much. Guy
Okay.
takes you into the inn, says, "My name's Bertram. What'll you have?"
Ale, and we'll guide ourselves to a table that allows us to see the rest of the room.
Okay. So he comes back shortly with here we are. Okay, so he comes back shortly, and mug of ales, kind of sits down and says, "Well, drink up. What brings you to our fair town?" Yeah.
Well, before we take a drink, we're just sort of engage them in conversation. Say, hey, we're looking for work. Work is more of the problem-solving kind. Is there any work hereabouts that we might be able to engage in?
He looks and sees you. Says, "Well, you seem prepared for a lot. We might be able to find some work for you." The kind that doesn't like questions.
While this conversation is going on, am I able to get close to the building and kind of look out the windows?
Yeah, you're able to get up there. There's a window that you can see, and there you see one guy sitting in like one corner of the room. Your friends are kind of sitting in the opposite corner of the room, and the bartender's just brought them some ale and is just sitting down talking to them.
Is there a back door?
There is a door into... You can look around for one.
I will look around for a back door.
Okay. That'll take you a minute.
Sure.
In the meantime, we try take a little sip of the ale.
It's a really good ale. You have seldom had ale that good. He's like, "You like the ale?"
It is good. Very good.
Yeah.
What did you say the name of this tavern was again?
Oh, this is the Golden Grain Inn. Finest tavern in Orlando. Now, I tell you, there's not a whole lot of traffic here right now for some reason. We've got rooms for cheap if you're interested.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Is there any reason why there's not that much traffic? Is there something we should be worried about?
Not that I know. It's one of those seasonal things. Sometimes there's a lot of traffic, sometimes there's not. David, are you still there? I haven't heard you or perk up in a little bit.
Yep, I'm still here.
Everybody's here. Nick, you go around and you find a door sort of on the back side of the inn.
Is it?
It is.
I would like to try to violate it. My open lock, 29.
Okay, let's check it out. 29. Oh, wow. Don't know if you can see. Well, I can't hold it up right there. It was a 5. So
Woo!
yeah, you
Master thief.
You are mightily impressed with your lockpicking skill there.
I am indeed the dandy highwayman.
Open sesame.
You see, let's see here. Let's get here, 5 feet. Okay, you see it's about a 15 by 20 room. There's a bed, a storage chest, a table, and a couple of chairs. There's a rough rug that covers the center of the floor.
Aha. I'd like to check out that chest.
Okay.
Tech traps. Let's see. Do I have detect trap? 5 trap. It's 25.
Let's see here. What's your traps thing?
25.
25. Okay. All right. Make a saving throw versus poison as a needle kind of pops out and jabs you in the finger.
Aha. Let's see. My saving throw versus poison is 13. So I will go over to my handy dandy dice roller. Go down to 20. I rolled a 3. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so that you failed.
Fail. No.
Yes.
Above. That's right. Okay, good. I mean, bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay. So you're able to you're checking for traps and you pop the lock open, but like I said, the needle kind of comes out and jabs you. Now, how many hit points did you have?
Right now I have...
I'm sorry, the number cut off.
Oh, sorry. Right now I have 16.
Okay. Well, it takes... Nothing's happening to you right away. And you've unlocked the chest.
Sweet. I'm going to look inside.
Okay. Well, looks like the jackpot here. You see 5 gems, all worth several hundred gold pieces apiece. You have what you assume is about 160 platinum and over 1,000 gold. There are 3 bottles wrapped in a lush velvet cloth, each containing a clear liquid.
But I know I've been pricked by this, Neil. How big is this chest?
It's a fairly decent sized chest. Probably too big for you to carry out by yourself.
Right. I'm going to swoop up those gems, swoop up that platinum. I have 3 sacks. I'll take the gold, and I'll yank the 3 potions.
Okay, gems, platinum. You said, nah, you don't have room for all the gold, do you?
I have 3
Well,
sacks.
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. You would. Okay. You're able to hurriedly put all this in sacks, and you start to walk out, and then you sort of stagger, and you feel really, really sick. And I don't just mean, oh, poo. It's like you throw up uncontrollably.
Right. Okay.
You're pretty sick, and you have 1 hit point left. Actually, I'm sorry. You said you had 16 or 17?
16.
Okay, yeah, you took 15 hit points of damage.
Yikes. Okay. Can I at least make it out the door before I throw up?
Yes.
Okay. I will close the door
Okay.
and go off and hurl in the woods.
All right.
Do I feel like
Load it
I'm going
down.
to take more damage, or
Make a D20 roll. Roll under your intelligence.
okay? Let's see. Roll dice. I rolled a 2. My intelligence is above a 2.
Yes. Okay. You think that you're probably, while you definitely don't think you can take much more damage, you think you're going to be okay. You think you're going to live.
Okay.
Ouch.
I am going
So
to
did
go
we-
back to where we kind of parted ways off in the shadows.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm going to do is find a dark place and wait for the party to come out.
Okay. I'll have you sort of wait in the trees near the near that little bridge that goes over the thing there. Okay, so the rest of you, you're sitting there drinking this ale, and he was asking you if you wanted some rooms for the night. It's like, we've got them cheap.
Rooms at the other end. We've already paid.
You're staying at the
But
end of the Slumbering
we did-
Serpent. Oh my God, man!
first
You
one?
gotta stay away. Those people are strange.
It's where our driver brought us.
Yeah. About them.
He looks around. I think they're into something unnatural.
Into what?
They're into something unnatural.
How can you tell that?
Well, it's just a feeling I get.
Well, have you heard anything else going on in the inn or around town?
No, well, some people have gotten sick and
Sick.
yeah, it happens. I don't think it's
Something-
anything to be concerned about.
Something in the water?
Could be. I don't drink much water. I got all this ale, right?
Agreed. What about the full authority? They concerned at all about the downturn and
Yeah, what's the constable have to say about it?
Well, the constable, well. Catches. Oh, Donovan, he's not worried about it. I mean, you can go talk to him probably in the morning if you want to. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to talk to you.
Where's he
Has
at?
Has the constable been acting strange as well?
Not
your
that I'm
opinion?
aware of, no. Well, gentlemen, if I can't interest you in staying here, sorry to see that. Feel free to come back anytime you decide you just want to change of pace. You gonna be here long? Like, in town?
Well, it depends on if we find much work.
Absolutely. Got to follow the work.
Well, come see me if you have no luck. I might have something for you.
Great. So we'll finish up our ales and move on.
Okay. So, when you leave the inn, what do you do?
We'll start looking around for our compatriot. Not making a too big a deal out about it. We'll
Right.
walk slowly along the road, just keeping an eye off of the road, looking for him.
I will give it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll give them a. Once they get close to me, I'll give them a soft whistle.
Okay. You hear this soft whistle that sounds kind of sickly, and you find your companion, who looks a little green around the gills.
So we try to
smells
move
great
over.
either.
Oh no!
Sorry?
What happened? We asked him what happened.
I would say, like, I think we need to get back to the inn. I've been poisoned. I think I'm okay, but I found a bunch of stuff in the chest that's well beyond the means of a barkeep. And
Okay,
I will-
let's get him.
Because I'm pretty weak, I will hand my sacks full of loot to my friends.
Let's get him to the. Let's help him up and get him to the to our back to our inn.
Right.
How much were those gems worth? You said they were 500 apiece.
Let's see here. Have it in the thing. Well, when you get to look at them a little closer, you'll see there are two of them worth 500. There's one that's worth 450, one that's worth about 300, and one that's worth about 200.
Okay.
Right, Nick, when you get a chance, roll a d6.
All right. Hang on real quick. Let me just make this 1x, 1x, 3x. Okay. So roll a d6.
Yep.
5.
Okay. Well, basically, you the roll was to see if you remembered to close the chest. And yes, you did remember to close the chest.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Master thief! Accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say to the clerics, I need healing.
I can heal you. I have cure light wounds twice, but I mean we'll cast it once because you said you were poisoned. We'll see if it works with that one casting.
Okay.
So I'll cast cure light wounds on him to see if that can help him.
Okay. And how many hit points does that give you?
1 to 8.
Okay. You want to roll for that?
I can, or you can.
No, go ahead and roll for it.
I got it. 3.
All right. So, Nick, you get 3 points back.
Okay. That
You're-
did heal me.
I can
Now I have 4
can
hit points.
cast another one.
Okay.
I can cast another one as well. So I'll do the second one I have. That got 6.
Okay, so you're not up to full, but you're feeling a little better.
Okay. That puts me back to 10. Are we doing when we sleep at night? We only recover 1 to 2 hit points, or you totally heal?
Sorry. You only have you heal 1 to 2 hit points unless you have the spell morph to 5th edition.
Okay.
Then you heal completely. You do
So
have,
we will go back.
reminder, you do have a couple of potions that you found in the chest. You also each have a healing potion that you brought with you from Hawklock.
Right. Once we get back to the inn and we get to our rooms, are the wizards the type that can identify the potions?
Do they have the spell identify?
I have detect magic, but I do not have identify.
Okay. So I will say if you'll take an hour with each potion, and I'll let you roll under your intelligence score to see if you can identify it.
Okay.
Because you'll have to, sort of, I assume you've got magical implements and stuff with you. You'll have to, like, test it
Right.
and do all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah, I have spell components that could
Okay.
apply. Okay.
And all this loot I'm putting in, I'm not doing the thief thing where you rip the party off. So
Right.
This is all party loot.
Shocked. I'm shocked, I say.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
I'm not necessarily a thief. I'm just an elf.
Okay. So
That was a
now,
lot of.
Nick, are you in your room?
I would imagine that we all gather in one room to do it. But like, if the wizard needs 3 hours, yeah, I'm probably going to go to sleep.
Okay. As he opens the first potion, as he's kind of looking at them, let's see, Nick, why don't you make another intelligence roll?
Okay, my intelligence is 15.
Okay, so D20 under 15.
D20 under 15. 12.
Okay. You catch a whiff as he opens this one potion, and you're pretty sure that that's a vial of poison.
Sweet. I will say that's poison.
So Riffin stops for a moment. Like, puts the cap back in it. Just set it aside.
If no one wants it, I'll take it because I can use poison.
Okay. So Nick's you're going back to rest, or?
Yeah, I'll go back and rest.
So Refin, make an intelligence roll for the first potion.
Okay. I hit that. I got a 5, and my intelligence is 17.
Okay. Let's see here. The potion that you are looking at, you're pretty sure is a potion of healing.
Excellent.
And so go ahead and make your roll for the second potion.
Okay. I got a 9. Yes.
Okay. This is a neat one. This is a potion of gaseous form.
Ooh, cool.
Sweet.
Well,
The rest of you doing
I
anything?
say,
I can't
don't
hear
think so.
anyone if you're talking.
Florano is just observing.
Okay. All right.
by this point, about what time is it in the night?
It's getting pretty
about
late.
how much? Yeah.
It's getting pretty late. It's probably around, by the time you get done with the second potion,
Right.
it's probably 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay. I'm all for getting some shut eye. I mean,
I
it's been an eventful evening,
I agree.
to say the least.
We should bar the doors.
I'm sleeping like I was poisoned. I'm sleeping like I just encountered a 23 pack of Coors Light.
All right. So next morning, Nick, you gain 2 hit points back from your rest.
Sweet. So as we gather for breakfast, I think what we should discuss is, why does a bartender who owns an inn have a ton of gold, a ton of gems, expensive gem? Like, that cat had way too much. And also, we now know that he's going to suspect you guys.
True, he's going to suspect us, but he doesn't have any proof because
That's
we
true.
were in front of him the entire time.
Right.
So he can suspect all he wants, but we were sitting right there drinking his fancy ale,
Exactly.
and I hope that'll hold up. That's
Where
my
does an
story.
innkeep get that kind of treasure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we wanted to, we could use it to get him to tell us what he knows.
Well, do you think we should
could-
ask our barmaid now that we have a little more information? Do you think you could, hit her with that 13 charisma again?
I could lay that 13 charisma
I mean,
on her.
there might not be anything there yet, but she might have, that might, bring some more insight from her. I don't know.
Right. This, though, I mean, yeah, I'll do that. Definitely we want to do that. But we could send that bartender a letter, look in your chest, if you want what's there, and then we set up a meeting out in the woods, and then you guys, like, web him, we tie him up and interrogate him. And then we kill him.
Now, easy, listen.
I'm gonna have trouble going along with that. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Did I get carried away there with the killing?
yeah. Just a little.
We'll talk to the comely lass. I'll start off with, you look lovely this morning.
Well, thank you, sir. She looks around a little bit to make sure nobody's listening. Did y'all find anything?
I think we did. I will lean in conspiratorially, and I will tell her we went out to the farmstead that you mentioned, to those poor people.
Yes.
And you're right. They seem to be bewitched. They just sit around a table staring at each other.
Really?
Yes.
They used to be such the lively bunch, too, and with that baby and everything.
It's almost like they're zombies now.
God, I hope not.
The question I would ask you is, where were they? You know, did they like to in the moments before they were abducted? Were they going anywhere? Were they going out into the forest? Were they going on picnics? Did they go on a journey, or were they just snatched from their house one night?
Well, they've, they seem to leave. I mean, their house wasn't locked. Their, nothing was gone through. There didn't seem to be any sign of violence.
So they left of their own accord.
That's what it looks like.
If only we knew where they went.
I've no idea.
But there's something wrong about them. We think they're evil.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes. Then we swung by that bar last night and had a drink. The Golden Grain.
No.
Well, you said they were strange. We wanted to see what they were up to, and we agree with you. They're not being honest.
What do you mean?
They said there was nothing wrong. They said everything was fine.
Well, that doesn't sound
They
right.
said the exact opposite of everything you said. And furthermore, they told us that you were the weird ones. Now, I don't believe that because you're so beautiful. 13 charisma, 13 charisma, 13 charisma. But something's not right about them. The man seems more some sort of bandit or robber than a barkeep. Or he owned the inn.
No idea. No idea.
Has he always owned it as long as you have? You seem to be much more reputable and established.
No, he's been here probably 3 or 4 years. Well, Derek over there, he's been with them for longer. I don't know why he comes in here. He kind of indicates a corner of the room that you didn't see before. And there's a gentleman there that you saw through the window of the inn when you looked up. He was in the inn last night with the others, kind of sitting off in a corner by himself. And he's staring at you.
And now he's here this morning.
He comes in sometime. His coin is good, so I don't keep him out.
But he goes to both bars.
Oh, he works at the other one.
Oh, he works at the other one.
Yes.
Interesting.
Guess he just wants a change of pace or something.
Perhaps I shall go talk to him.
I think you should.
Why don't you go ahead and bring us a couple of drinks over and maybe a plate of food?
All right. I'll send some over.
I'll go talk to Derek.
Okay. So he wanders. Nick wanders over. The guy just keeps staring at you. It's very intent.
Staring at me?
Yes.
The comely elf?
Yes.
Ah, I see. Okay. I noticed you staring at me. Can I be of assistance?
I'm sure you can. I believe you have some things that were mine.
Some things that were yours?
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's an interesting mark on your finger there.
This?
You have a little mark on your finger from where the needle hit you.
Sure, I got it from feeding a chicken one time. It pecked me. Vicious beast.
He looks around. He gets real close to you and says, I don't know who you are, but I suggest you leave all the stuff in your room and you leave town, or else something bad might happen. Then he leans back.
Weaselly people better than you have threatened me worse.
We
but
shall
I
see.
don't know what you're talking about. But let's do this another way, in the interest of everybody getting what they want. Are you amicable to that?
I'm listening.
And of course, we're going to have to be vague in every sense of the word. But proceeding in the discussion, you've probably guessed why we're here, right? Now,
Got
why
a
don't
pretty
you
good
ask
idea.
me? Good, excellent. And you would like to retain some sort of lost goods that you lost last night that were in a chest guarded by a poisoned needle behind a locked door? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, something like that.
Ah, excellent. Then why don't you tell me what's going on? And you might find yourself earning back a bit of that lost goods. There was a vial of poison that went missing. Be a shame if that was on my dagger right now.
I think you've bitten off more than you can
do it
chew,
that
my
way.
friend.
Possibly, but we'll have to roll the dice and see. But what I'm trying to say to you is it doesn't have to be that way. It could be mutually beneficial.
Okay. How so? What do you propose?
What's going on with the abductions? Who's behind it?
That, my friend, you don't have the muscle to get from me.
Who does?
Nobody that I know of.
Are you involved?
He looks around, says, "Listen, there's too many people with ears that could be listening. Why don't you meet me this afternoon, say an hour past noon? I'll tell you then."
Delightful. No, I don't think so. You'll tell me now or no deal, and we'll just play at knives and see who wins.
Well,
but
all
I'll
right,
bet on
then.
me.
He stands up and says, "Be seeing you," and just walks out of the inn.
Not if I see you first.
Okay.
All right. There we are. I'll tell my friends we have an enemy.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at these chat messages. I guess this was from an hour back or so. Marcus, there's a Temple of America in the northeast corner of the town, and you have not seen many marks on people. So what now?
I will huddle with my conversation.
Okay.
Anybody have a plan?
Should we
Go ahead.
keep on the one that just left? Should we maybe trail him and just keep dibs on him until he shows his hand?
Well, I mean, maybe the problem is splitting the party, and we know this guy is probably tough. And what we don't want to do is end up in a situation that he dictates. But we have something he wants.
Right.
So maybe we should go see that wizard.
Okay.
So is that what you guys are going to do?
Everybody agree?
I agree.
That's worth a shot.
All right. We will make our way out to the wizard.
All right. The narrow trail winds among majestic elms, at times disappearing into thick shrubbery. The bushes between the trees are dense, rising to a height of 8 or 10 feet. The elms themselves average, you would guess, about 75 feet tall. And they're the only trees here in this grove. They're widely spaced, allowing much sunlight to pour in between their ancient boughs. You see sort of a ramshackle cottage in a clearing at the end of the path.
It would be best if the wizard did the introductions again.
Agreed.
I'll step up to the door and give it a knock.
Go away!
Good morning. We have some information.
Already?
It was a long night.
Well, come in. Don't make me get up.
So, all right. So we open the door and head in.
All right. BJ, did you leave already? Yeah, I guess BJ had to leave. So his cleric is an NPC.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
maybe he's wandering off somewhere or something.
All right.
So he comes in. It's kind of what it may be a some kind of wizard, but he's a very disheveled and disorganized wizard. There's stuff all around. He tells you just to clear off some of the chairs and be careful of the cat. And you see a cat sort of walking around there. So now, what did you find out?
Well, night we went scouting, and we had learned that there was a family that had undergone an abduction and disappeared for a period of time. So we went out to their residence, and we surveilled them, and using our thaumaturgic arts, we were to determine that this once lively, happy-go-lucky village family is now evil. They have a faint aroma of evil. But what's worse is they've become zombies. They just sit in a trance, staring at each other. It was quite horrific.
Mm.
And then, is that enough? Would you like to know more?
Well, tell me what you've got.
Well, then we went to the inn, and we're staying the one night at the inn that we met you at, and we talked with the innkeeper, and she told us, she was very concerned about the goings on in the city, and she was concerned that things come back to normal and trade and all that kind of stuff. And she mentioned that the people at the other inn are very suspicious people. So we went over to find out exactly how suspicious they are. And we found out they're very suspicious. One, they would tell you nothing's wrong in the city. And then we robbed them, and we found an innumerable amount of fascinating gems and gold and potions and poison. So clearly,
Yeah, it was the right amount of loot.
something's-
Yes.
yeah, it was a lot of loot. And then that man showed up at our inn this morning and just wildly accused us of stealing from him, which we did.
But he wasn't supposed to know that.
He wasn't supposed to know. Might be a wizard like you, smart and brilliant, knowing
Who was
all
it?
things.
What was his name?
His name was
Do you remember?
Derek.
Oh no. Well, how did the conversation end?
I threatened to kill him, and he threatened to kill me.
It went well.
I'd be careful. I'd be careful of him. He masquerades as sort of a co-owner, helper out in the inn there.
Right. Yes, but there's something else.
I believe he's an assassin.
Oh.
Killing is what he does. I believe he's been heavily involved, him and Bertram, in whatever's going on.
So we were right.
I believe so.
So what is going on? We've discovered that the inn is a clue. Something tells me that temple is somehow involved. Old priest goes away, new priest just shows up. Things get weird. It's classic weird stuff.
Yes. Well, I believe that I can't just tell you what's going on because I don't know.
Right.
Still don't know you guys all that well, but you've been able to find out a lot in a short period of time, so I'll tell you what I do know. I believe that these people are abducting people and taking them out to somewhere out east. I don't know where they go. They take them, they're gone for usually 5-6 days sometimes. Most of them come back. Every once in a while they don't. And, the mayor seems unwilling to do much about it. I think he's just scared to hold on to what's left of his town.
You don't think he's involved?
No, I don't think he's involved. He's too scared to be involved. He's too... Well, I don't think he's that shifty, and... No, I don't think he's involved. I tell you
But
who
why
I
would
don't...
Bertram and Derek
Well,
be involved?
I believe they're thieves. I believe they
Good
have
heavens.
I believe they opened up the Golden Grain Inn as sort of a crossroads, a place for thieves to stop in. People go in and out of there. Curious though, I've seen Bertram talking a few times with the new cleric down at the temple there. Misha, I think is her name. I've seen them talking.
Right.
And then every once in a while someone disappears, and I've seen them seen several people traveling with the wagon out east.
So could Derek and Bertram be the ones abducting? And then the priestess could be somehow in on it?
I
with
think
whatever's going on out east?
I think it's likely, yes.
So you're a wizard of great power. The obvious plan occurs to me that all of us attack Derek and Bertram and kill them.
Well, see, there's where we might have a little bit of a problem. As you can tell, I'm very old.
Right.
And not very how shall I say, athletic.
Yes,
Used to
but you're much feared.
combat, that sort of things.
You're much feared in this town. People treat you with reverence and respect.
He kind of snorts.
Well, then my next concern would be you can take care of yourself. They can't come here and harm you, right?
Oh, no, I've got something for them.
A thought occurs to me that we should leave our gold and platinum with you that we took from them.
He thinks for a second, he's like, I'm impressed. It takes a little bit of trust to want to do that.
Well, I think we have shared and common interests. You seem to want the town. You wouldn't be working with us if you didn't want the town to sort of get back on its feet and not be overwhelmed by evil. And we were sent here to do that job, and we're going to do that job. The reason I would want to leave the gold with you is if they do abduct us, at least we have a bargaining chip to say, well, we know where the gold is. It's not with us.
Right. It's not in the inn. It's, you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I want them being led here.
There's a case of Dragon's Crush in it for you.
What do you think? What lies?
He kind of coughs a little bit when you says that and looks at you askance and is like, do I look like the kind of old man that can be swayed with a case full of wine?
Maybe.
You might be right.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
What is to the east?
Well,
They must have some kind of hideout or fort or base.
not exactly sure. Tell you what you might do, though.
Yeah.
If you're lucky some night, you'll see a cart going off east. Follow them. That, or I could...
What about
I could send... I don't know that I could go with you, to be honest, but I can send my how should I say it? My familiar friend here. He pets his cat that kind of hops up. I could send her with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She might be able to help you out in some cases, and you know,
Well,
maybe check out the temple. I don't know. There's some strange going on there, and to tell you the truth, I don't know much about what goes on there.
Uh-huh. What I would suggest is that if you don't mind, we rest at your cottage for the rest of the day. And tonight we go to the temple. I don't think we can go back to the inn without getting jumped. And I know they won't come out here and bother you.
He's like, pitch a tent outside. I don't want people in my house.
Does that sound like a good idea, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
So our next plan is rest up for the year. Tonight, sneak out to the temple in a circuitous through the forest kind of way.
Okay. Now, you would also, did you say you were going to leave your gold there?
Yeah, we're going to leave. If everybody's cool with that, I think that's probably a safe way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you going to get it?
I have. Oh, is it at the inn or is it with us?
Yeah, it's at the end. Unless you guys are carrying 1,000 gold pieces and a bunch of gems and stuff around with you.
No, I've only, I'm not carrying everything with me. So yeah, well, we could always, if we're going to the temple, we can always, either going or coming, we can swing back by our inn, and somebody can keep an eye out while somebody goes up and collects the loot to bring back. Will that work?
Right.
So now, who's going to the inn to get it?
Well, if we're going to the temple
on our way to the temple.
Right. We're on our way back from the temple. One of the two.
Okay. Looks like David's taking a quick potty break. I'm going to take a quick 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I will get some coffee. Just a moment.
All right. All right, I'm back when everyone else is ready.
I'm back.
All right, so for David and Joe.
Yep, I'm back.
I'm back.
All right. So it's probably about noonish. You guys just going to hang out here. He's not going to let you stay in the house, but he'll let you camp outside in the clearing there.
Yes.
Okay. And did you guys decide when you were going to go get the gold?
I think what we'll do is we'll, after dark, we'll go back to the inn. Maybe what we really should do is just go to the temple and forget the gold. We know it's there. We know that they're probably looking for us, and they might be like camping out at the inn waiting for us to show up, but they're probably not going to go in and raid the inn. So in a certain way, the gold is kind of a distraction for us to go out to the temple.
I'm going to assume that you probably would have taken the potions with you.
Yes.
I did indeed, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gems are pretty easy to pocket.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right on the gold. It's a lot.
Okay, so we're let's see. So you're hanging out here. Whenabouts do you want to head towards the temple, or is there anything you want to do before that?
I would say that we would go to the temple after dark. I don't think there's anything we can think of to do unless someone thinks of something.
Well, based on last night, I would just say we'd probably head to the temple about the same time that we saw the light starting to go out in town. So it would be a little bit easier to move around unnoticed.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not a stealthy, sneaky elf thief fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wait for a while. You wait till it gets dark. Somebody roll a d6, please.
I have it. Let's see. D6. 1.
Okay. So your party is the let's say let's see, Marcus is the cleric that left, right? So let's say he's staying behind because he just doesn't feel well or something. And you're sneaking along. Are you taking the road, or how are you going to the temple? That's the quickest way, but that's up to you guys.
I think what we would actually try to do is maybe go in a circuitous route. Maybe sort of behind houses, off the beaten track. A less traversed way to get there.
You could probably take a circuitous route, and because there's a road the sort of northern type road. Let me put that up again just so you can
Right,
get an idea of what I'm talking about.
across the bridge to the south. The bridge that's east to west rather than north-south. Right.
Yeah, let's see here. You see that? You guys are in where 27 is. Now you could go up above here, go around this little copse of farm stuff, and then go around and sneak into the temple that way.
I
Or
think
you
that's
can
what
go
we
by
should.
the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think we should go
that's
that
the
way.
least populated way that you're going to go.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Okay. All right. So as you were traveling around, I think someone should roll for initiative. Let's roll a d6. Check surprise.
Okay,
I rolled
I'm
a
going to
3.
roll a d6.
Okay.
I rolled a 6,
Okay.
but also as an elf. As an elf, don't I get? I have like.
Well, it's basically that's to determine surprise.
Okay.
We're going to roll a d10 for initiative,
Okay.
and then you'll get to apply your initiative to that. We'll
Okay.
do the first one with individual initiative. We'll do the next one with group initiative, just to kind of
Okay.
see both because it's been so long since I've done it.
Sure.
You hear up from around you. There are 4 kind of I don't know, bandits with bows that are popping up to attack you, and they are. Let's see how far they're away. Yeah, they're fairly close. They're only about 30 feet away. So go ahead and let's see. So let's see here.
So we're not surprised.
No, you're not.
Okay, so then we want to
you hear them right before they pop out to shoot. So
okay.
Let's see here.
Is the D10 modified by your reaction adjustment under your
Yes.
dexterity?
Yes.
Individually.
I got a 3.
Okay.
And if I move with my action, I add 1 to my initiative, so my total would be 4 because I'm planning on moving in and getting into melee with these guys.
I got a 7 with my reaction adjustment.
Okay, and Joe?
I got a. Sorry.
Oh gosh, Joe!
I got a 9. It's worth
Okay.
the wait. Worth the wait.
Okay. So they go first. Now let me pull out my little attack matrices thing that I printed up for the game. Of course, I would lose it right as we're getting into combat for the first time.
Attack matrices. Another hallmark of 1E.
Yeah.
Before Thaco was Thaco.
Yep. Here we go. Okay. So the first one will shoot a couple of arrows at Dave.
All right, my AC is 2.
Okay. Wow, nice. Well, one of them does hit you.
Just a flesh wound.
It's actually with a natural 20, so I'm going to have him roll twice.
Whoa!
Yeah. So you take 7 points of damage.
Yikes.
Ow.
Next one attacks Joe.
Well, I'm a lowly magic user, but due to my dexterity, I've got an AC of 6.
Okay, you take 6 points of damage.
Yikes.
Get hit by one of the arrows. This one attacks Nick
Feel
and
half
misses
as
him
healthy.
both times.
Yay!
Well, what's your AC, Nick?
5.
Okay. Yeah, he misses you both times.
Yay!
And then the other one, let's roll the dice and see who this one. This one will run after Joe. You're playing the magic user, right?
Correct.
Okay. He's going to run up to you and attack you with his sword. What's your AC?
6.
Okay. And he rolls a 9. You were able to duck under and do not get hit.
Well, good.
Dave, you were up next.
All right. So as I mentioned, I'm going to close in. I'm specifically closing in on the one that hit me. And I will follow up with a hammer strike to the forehead. What's his armor class?
Armor class is 6.
6. So I need a 14 or higher to hit him. Actually, I need a 13 or higher because I have +1. A hammer. And I rolled a 3. So I missed.
Yikes.
Okay.
Well, it's a little bit harder to hold this heavy hammer with an arrow in my shoulder.
Oh, and I guess I'm supposed to ask you what you're going to do at the beginning of the round. We'll do that next round. Okay.
That's why I mentioned that I was charging in and attacking before when I rolled the initiative.
Gotcha. Sorry, no, I'm bumbling on this a little bit. Like I said, it's been 20-something years.
No, you're doing good.
I blame the Grateful Dead, but that's another story. Okay, Nick, you're up.
I'm going to fire 2 arrows at the chap attacking the magic user.
Okay. The
Hit
one that
because
closed melee range with him?
+1 to I have a +1 to hit for missile adjustment. I have a +1 to hit because I'm an elf with a longbow. And I have a +1 because I have a +1 bow. So that gives me +3. To hit AC 0, I need a 20.
You need an
These guys
11
are
or
armor
better.
class 6. I need 11 or better. Okay.
11 or better.
And do we do 2 arrows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't even do it. 9, so I missed.
Okay.
12, so I hit.
That hits.
And then I do D6 damage on that dude. And with a +1 bow, I do 3 points of damage.
Okay. You kind of hit him in the thigh and it distracts him. Ah! Joe, you're up.
Okay.
Got a guy that closed to melee range with you.
Okay. How far is he from the other bandits?
The other bandits kind of stayed in place, so they're about 30 feet back.
Okay, and since he's between me and them, it's safe to say that they would be within a 30-foot circle? If they were 30 feet from us and he came to us from them and he's within melee range of me, it's not like he went behind me. You know what I mean? He's between me and the other archers, correct?
He's between you and actually two of them.
Okay.
There's one. He came from the other side of the road. They're kind of
okay.
Ambush deal like that.
The reason I'm asking is because I'm thinking I'm going to cast sleep.
Okay.
Unless him being within melee range would keep me from doing that on my portion of the round.
Well, yeah, I think you'll have to. There's no such thing as attacks of opportunity in First Edition. I don't think. So I think you can just back up and cast a spell.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how that works. Do they get attacks of opportunity?
It's not that they get attacks of opportunity. It's that when you cast a spell, there's like durations, and that during the time of the duration of the spell being cast, you're vulnerable. And so if he was to take damage, if the other guy won the initiative on the next turn and was able to hit him before his spell resolved, then it would mess up his
Right. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that.
The casting time for sleep is 1 segment.
Okay. Let's see. You were on 9, so it will take place on segment 10 of this round. They have already gone, so
they're going to take a nap.
Yep. They would get a saving throw versus spells, I believe.
There is no saving throw.
There's not. Oh, nice.
Not according to page 68 of the player's handbook.
I believe you. That's a nice spell.
Go to sleep.
So they go to sleep.
Oh, well, that was good. Because I feel half as healthy as I was when that thing started.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's roll initiative for next round.
As a part, or
no, we're doing individual this fight. We'll do group the next one.
Higher or lower for individual?
Lower is better.
So I minus my reaction adjustment.
Yes, you minus your reaction.
Okay. Well, last time I added.
Okay.
Yeah, and the DM's house rule was that if you're planning to, technically you're supposed to announce what you're doing and then roll, because what you're doing can modify the roll.
True.
Correct.
And like moving with the attack adds a +1.
Okay. I have a 5.
Okay. And what are you doing this round?
There's one remaining guy standing.
Yeah, the guy that there's
3 of
there's
them are.
one remaining guy standing. He's about 30 feet away from you. You can get to him this round if you want.
Is that the guy
that arrow
that
shot.
I'm next to, or does that guy?
No. He fell. I assumed he was in your circle of sleep.
Okay.
I have. I'll put 2 arrows into him.
Okay. Dave, what was your initiative?
I got a 7.
Okay. And Joe?
I am taking cover, and I rolled a 1, and my reaction adjustment is 3.
Okay. Well, you can't get less than 1, so.
Right.
All right. Okay, so you're taking cover this round.
Yes, whatever that entails.
Gotcha.
In regards to the terrain.
I assume there are bushes that they were hiding behind. I assume you're scrambling to get behind a bush.
Exactly. Bush, rock.
Yeah. Okay, so Nick, you're up next. You were firing a couple arrows.
Take 2. All right, and I need 11s to hit this cat too.
Yep.
Okay, rolling to D20. First shot comes off at a 13.
Okay.
Second shot comes off at a 4. So I get 1 hit. Bloop. 6 points of damage.
How much?
6.
Okay. You have the first shot sails by him. He kind of says "ha ha" and sticks his tongue out at you. The second arrow goes in his mouth and out the back of his head, and he falls over dead.
Master assassin.
And you sense no one else about, so the combat is effectively over there. You've got 3 sleeping ones.
Right.
Mad
So
rope
they'll
skills.
be asleep for a little bit if you want to leave them, or
And we
you
want
know.
to tie them up and find out what they know.
Okay. I assume one of you has rope with you.
Yes, I have 50 feet of rope.
Gotcha.
So we will. Is there a tree nearby that we can tie them to, or just tie them up back to back?
Yeah, you can tie them to a tree over there.
We will tie them to a tree and wait for them to wake up.
And while we're doing that, I am going to chug a potion of healing.
Okay.
That's 2d4 plus 2. Is that correct?
Yes.
All
And
right,
search
so-
them and search the dead guy too.
Okay.
Yay! I got 6 total.
Well, when you search them, you see, they don't have much on them. They have pouches that have, maybe 10 copper and 10 silver in them apiece. They each have short swords and short bows with about, the one guy, the melee guy that's asleep, he has all 10 arrows. The other ones have 8.
Okay. We'll take all their weapons and pile them away from them.
Okay.
Anything that they can use to get their way out of our rope.
Gotcha. And you're going to sit there and wait till they wake up?
Yeah, we can slap them around.
Okay. Let me just see this here. All right.
And I'm gonna put the dead guy in front of him.
Nice.
What do you want? It's just a job, mate. It's just business.
Great. We're already halfway to everything I want to know from you. So, who hired you?
If I tell you that, he's going to kill me.
Maybe, but I will kill you.
Yeah, if you don't tell us, this guy will kill you. So,
Yeah.
He's kind of looking. One of the other guys pops up. It was Bertram.
Bertram. Ah, what a jerk. How could you guys work for such a jerk?
he does seem jerky.
Is that a serious question?
Yes.
He says that.
Yeah, indeed.
Is this a serious conversation? It's as serious as it gets, buddy.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a bad guy. I'm good at taking things and I'm good at beating people up.
Well, we
Not
probably
that
got to
good.
take you into the constable now, and they're probably going to frame you for all the abductions. I imagine the villagers will hang you.
Oh,
You notice an odd reaction when you say this. When you mention taking him into the constable, he's like, "Oh, all right."
Bazinga.
Take us to the constable.
Yeah, because he's in on it with you, right?
Didn't the other guy kind of like headbutts him?
Yeah. Here's the way it's going to work for you. For you to get out of this, you're probably going to have to leave Orlane. Because they can't trust you. And I'm probably going to kill you if you don't tell me everything I want to know. But I don't want to kill you.
Okay,
The best
so what
way
else
for you to do is just tell me everything I want to know. And then I'm going to cut you loose and you're going to run as fast as you can to another city. And you're not going to look back. That's how you get out of this.
They all nod on you.
Yeah. Good.
Well, look, we
So
don't.
start talking.
I'm not like one of Bertram's buddies. He doesn't tell me all his plans, but I know that he and Derek have some kind of deal with Misha, the new lady at the temple.
I knew it.
She's a bad person. Even I think she's bad, and that should tell you something. And every once in a while, they kidnap people and they take them out east somewhere. They go to see her.
In carts, I've heard.
Yes, they go to see her.
So she's not at the temple?
Oh no, Misha is at the temple. Her is somebody else entirely.
Oh.
I don't know who she is. But all I know is that they take people out there and then they come back. They're kind of glazed over unless certain things happen, unless people ask too many questions or people try to go into the wrong places or fight the wrong people. There's something out there, and I don't want any part of it.
So if we cut these ropes, you're going to take off in the other direction?
I'm going to run as fast as I can.
You're not coming back to this town?
No, never. I'll go somewhere else.
Because that wizard there that puts you to sleep, he's a mighty and powerful wizard.
Yeah,
he can consume your soul for all time. What do you think about that?
They kind of babble a little bit and just nod and, different variations on, yes, sir, thank you, sir, yes, sir, we'll go, please let us go, things like that.
Do you think I can trust him, guys?
I say, in an apparent effort to not be heard, but making an effort to be heard by the bandits, I say, I don't care. We'll kill them if they don't.
Falamore?
Hello?
Yes, Falamore? Did we lose him?
Who?
Are you there?
Dave, Joe, you guys are both there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think we can trust him to leave?
Yeah, if not, it's not like we can't kill them.
So we're in agreement. We kill them if they don't do what we want.
Or maybe, and then Thornell just kind of intimidatingly looks at all three of them one at a time. Maybe we should kill one of them just to prove the point, to bring it home into the other two.
Yeah. And then
they start nodding toward each other. Kill him! No, kill him! No, kill him!
I grow tired of this, and I cut him free.
They immediately run off west and don't stop as long as you can see them.
Good.
Well,
okay.
Good for them.
We will continue on towards the temple.
Okay. So you were able to make it to the temple without any further molestation. You see there's a granite wall that surrounds the temple. There's a group of I don't know, I guess shrubs, trees that surround the wall, but there's a 20-foot tall granite wall that surrounds the temple. It has gates on the front that are, look pretty burly. And, there's a statue of the chaotic good goddess Marika, who's portrayed as a beautiful young woman. The clerics would both know that Marika is a chaotic good goddess. Not at all in keeping with these people that seem to have infiltrated this place, or at least so you've heard.
Is there anyone guarding the gates?
Not that you can see. There aren't any guards outside, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Then we shall approach the gates and see if we can open them.
Okay. Well, you should roll for initiative again.
Well,
Two wolves, like, run out at you.
D6? Or D10,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Roll a d6 for surprise.
oh,
See if you're
Okay.
surprised.
2.
Okay. That means you were surprised for 2 segments, but they are surprised for 1 segment, which basically means you guys are surprised for 1 segment.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure how that works, to be honest with you. So fucking I don't care. Let's just roll. Somebody roll group initiative, D10.
Here we go. We rolled an 8.
Okay. I rolled a 9, so you guys go first this round.
These wolves are just like coming right on us.
Yeah, they're both kind of like, they were sleeping in these sort of little alcoves on the outer wall that
Okay.
they have chains on them. Evidently they're chained up during the day. They're not chained up right now. So they're coming for you.
Okay. I'll go 2 arrows on 1.
Okay.
Everybody else?
Let's see.
I'm
These
debating.
guys are AC 7.
How? What's the
If I
distance?
have-
Let's see. They're, I'd say about, let's see, how big is this place? They're probably about 30 feet away.
Okay.
I
will.
need 10s to hit. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
I will close the distance and make an attack as well with my hammer.
Okay. So who's going first?
I'll go first. 2 arrows on 1 wolf.
Okay.
First one is a 5. I miss. Second one is a 15. Damage is a 6 points of damage.
Okay. He's not happy about that. Yeah.
That's right.
Who's next? They're both running towards you.
I'll go next.
Okay.
And what you said, the armor class was 7.
Yep.
So 13. I need 12 or higher.
Okay.
My hit with a 17, and my got a 4.
Now, are you attacking the one that Nick just shot or the other one?
The other one.
Okay.
So 6 damage.
Okay. All right. Next.
I have 2 scrolls of magic missile. So
Okay.
I'm going to, but now in terms of casting time from reading a spell from a scroll, do you know, Bill, if I would handle that any differently than I would?
I don't remember exactly, but I would say just let's handle it like you're casting the spell.
Gotcha. Okay.
How many segments does that take?
In that case, it's casting time of 1 segment.
Okay. So it will go off as they attack. So even if they do damage, it will not spoil it.
Okay, well, I am casting a magic missile from a scroll at the first wolf.
Okay.
That was shot at and missed, and shot at and hit.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll damage for that magic missile?
Oh, shoot. I just closed that up. I keep getting confused between my additions. So I have to keep looking stuff up.
I believe in first edition it's just one missile, and that would be D4
Right.
plus 1.
D4 plus 1?
Yeah.
D6.
Or
Is it D6?
Yep.
Nice.
And it's one missile, or it's one missile for every 2 levels.
Okay.
Right. So I hit for a 3 plus 1, so 4.
Okay. Well, that one is. Let me see, get the right attack table here. Okay, that one is going to jump on you. What's your armor class?
Me, Refin?
Yes.
6.
Okay. So it needs an 11 to hit you. And it misses horribly.
That's excellent.
It's looking really, really bad, so it's kind of a half-hearted leap at you, which you're easily able to step aside. David, the other one's attacking you. What's your armor class?
Okay. 2.
All right. It's going to need a 15 to hit you. And he rolled an 8, so he misses you. All right.
Bad wolf.
Next round. Somebody roll initiative.
I got it. Let's see. 10-sided. 6.
Okay. You guys go first. They go on segment 10.
I'll do 2 arrows on the one attacking the magic user.
Okay.
First is a miss. Second is a hit.
Okay.
14. I would assume that hits.
Okay. You hit it right between the eyes, and it's running towards you guys again. It kind of whirled around and was running back. It kind of, closes its eyes and skids on the ground for a couple of yards, but it's down.
Big game hunter. Master.
Yeah.
That leaves 1 remaining.
Okay. What else are you guys doing?
Well, Riffin's going to try to not die. So he's going to once again he's done his thing. He's going to try to take cover from the remaining charging wolf.
Well, that was the one I got. The one that was coming after you.
Well, right, but there's another one that's that's attacking
Okay.
Thornton.
So you're taking cover this time,
Right,
And
evasive maneuvers.
and David, I believe it's you now.
All right. I'm going to. Is the wolf that I attacked the one that fell, or is that the other one?
No, that's the other one.
All right. Then I will continue to attack the wolf, and I will try to get in its way so that way it can't make it to anybody else.
Gotcha. What are you attacking it with?
Hammer.
Okay.
All right.
AC 7.
All right. I rolled a 17 again. I hit again for another
Take it.
6 damage.
All right.
Ooh.
You basically swing your hammer around, and as it bears down on you, you smash its head, and it sort of, gushes out, viscera gushes out the ears and eyes and stuff, and it's down. But
Does this seem to have raised any alarm anywhere?
It does. That's where
no.
That's where I want to pause for a second. We're at about the 3-hour mark. It's a good time to stop.
All right.
So why don't we stop here? I'm going to stop the broadcast real quick, and I'll let everybody know next time, our whole 2 viewers,